In this part of the lesson, we're going to look at some variations on the simple shuffle rhythm. And one of the simplest is something that I call, I don't even know what to call it, but it's just kind of a bouncy rhythm, bouncy shuffle rhythm. I have no idea technically what this is supposed to be. Let me just play it for you. And instead of going like this, we're starting out in the key of E again. We're going to do this. Doing is real simple. The first part of it is just like the other shuffle rhythms. First finger, second fret of the fifth string, hitting the open sixth string and the fifth string together. But now we're going to do this walk with the second finger going to the third fret of the sixth string and the ring finger to the fourth fret. We're back here. We do everything there the same as what we did before. We just move everything over a string. In A, back to E, B, A, E. And a little turnaround there. So we go from the A to the E, going to the second fret of the fourth string, second fret of the fourth string, open, to the B, which is the second fret of the fifth string, and then our B7th chord, which is our 5. That is another shuffle rhythm that you could play in A too. So if A was the one, we just move it over a string and start on the A. To the 4. So for the 5 now we're in E. We can play it on the low string. And then go to the D, but I think it's easier to play it on the high string. And you can do the single note thing. This time I'm going to go to the second fret of the third string, open, and into an E7 for the 5. So that is a little variation that you can do on the basic shuffle rhythm. Now another one that I've heard, and I use quite a bit, is, hear this in a couple little Walter songs. And the one I'm thinking of right off the top of my head is a song called If It Ain't Me. And in that song, which is in G, I'm pretty sure, and he's got a capo that he's using, but I'll play it in the key of E and I'll show you the variation. This time he does the basic shuffle rhythm with the slide like this. And then he throws in that little walk, the walk that we showed you in the last rhythm. Another variation that you can do. So all I'm doing, when I get to the slide, I'm throwing in the walk 3rd fret of the 6th string to the 4th fret, and then back to the shuffle rhythm. Just like that. Move it over. Whoops, let me do that again. I was thinking too much. Just like that. Now another variation, this is from a Lazy Lester tune called Sugar Coated Love, is you can just kind of, stay on that walk and do something like this. There's yet another variation on that same kind of. Another variation that you could do with that shuffle rhythm is what I call a honky-tonk rhythm. And if you hear the old instrumental from the 1950s, Honky Tonk by Bill Doggett, his guitar player Billy Butler is playing in the key of F, but I'm going to move it to E. And what he's doing, instead of playing the 6th and the 5th string together like this, he's alternately picking them, 6th and 5th. See how I do that? Over the A, back over the E, now for the 5, a couple different ways you can do that. One way is to go to this position, which we've done before, and just stay between the 2nd or the 4th and the 6th frets. You could do that, or you could throw in the walk. Something like that. A couple places I'm just picking single string. Right there. I messed that up. One more time. That's kind of hard to think and do at the same time. Or you could go to the 5 like this. Then to the 4, it's playing over that first position bar chord. And it's the same thing. Remember before I showed you this? Now you're just doing the same thing with the left hand, but with the right hand you're picking the 6th to the 5th. So it's 6-5, 6-5. If you listen to some Lazy Lester stuff, he has a few shuffles where the guitar, I think, is playing that kind of rhythm. So there's another variation on the basic shuffle rhythm. That's a lot of stuff, and that's a lot of good rhythms that you can learn. Every blues guitar player should know all those and know as many variations as they can. Something else you can do. This is from a Earl Hooker tune. He did an instrumental called Earl's Boogie Woogie. I have a video on that on YouTube. And there's also a tune he does called Move On Down the Line, where the guitar player is playing kind of a combination of the double string bass rhythm, which is what this lesson is about, and he throws in some single string runs. So kind of a hybrid bass rhythm, like this. Doing there. So I'm starting out in the same position. So if we do this in the key of E, with my first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, then I'm going to the walk, 3rd to 4th frets, and those I'm picking both the 6th and the 5th string. You can hear the 2 strings playing, and then I'm going twice on the 2nd fret of the 5th string to the 4th fret of the 5th string and back. Just like that. We move it over. And then for the 5, we can do this. Or we can start from the B here, which is the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and play it like this. And in the next lesson, we're going to look at single string bass rhythms, and I'll explain this. But basically, going from the 5th string, 2nd fret, and then we're in B, I'm doing the walk from the 5th to the 6th fret of the 5th strings. And then going from the 4th fret of the 4th string to the 6th fret. So the whole lick. And then back to our double stop, double string rhythm with the single string mixed in. And we throw in the little turnaround. So there you have a bunch of different, what I call double string bass rhythms, which are really helpful. If you listen to any of the early blues guitar players, you're going to hear some of that. One more I'd like to show you here with the double string. It's kind of a more traditional, well, you see a lot of rock guys play this stuff. If you listen to Chuck Berry, you hear a lot of rhythms like. And sometimes, if you listen especially to the Sonny Boy Williamson records, when he's got a Robert Lockwood or Luther Tucker playing the guitar, sometimes they're playing a shuffle rhythm. Instead of playing in an E or A, Sonny Boy would play in keys like C or B flat or even G, where they would play over the bar chord as the 1. So if I'm playing in C and we got a shuffle, we could do something like this. Then when we go to the 4, we just move everything over to the F. Do the same thing. And then for the 5, we're going to go to the G. So we're playing in the key of C. So our C is our 1. Here's our first position, bar chord C. Our 4 is an F. Here's my second position, bar chord F. And our 5 is a G. So we just play on the 5th and 4th string with my pinky going all the way to the 14th fret of the 4th string. Whoops. Turn around. Whatever we're going to play there. So this. Into our 1. That you can move anywhere. So if we play an A, instead of playing it here, we could play it over the first position, A bar chord. The trouble is when you want to do that slide, it's a little tougher. You got to stretch. And to do that stretch, you're going to take your ring finger off the frets and stretch your pinky to the 5th fret, 5th string, 10th fret. That's hard. It's a lot easier to play it down here. No effort at all. This. But that's a different sound. It sounds different. And if you listen very carefully, there's times where guys are playing it like that instead of down here. So that is enough shuffle bass rhythms to keep you busy. And this is the first of my lessons for just the real, what I call the fundamentals of electric blues guitar. And playing a shuffle rhythm, double string shuffle rhythm, is certainly, one of the most important things that you can learn. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'll be back with the next lesson in the series, and we'll take a look at some single string bass rhythms, which will just give you an even broader vocabulary of rhythms that you can play. And you're playing with a group or playing with someone else.